Hi, this is Mark Terry again, and we are again on our TEPSA podcast. They told me I have my own little channel now, TEPSA Talk with Mark. That's kind of fun. I enjoy that. But the main thing is for us to have an opportunity to talk to principals across the state, to talk about all things principal. I'll be interviewing principals and state representatives, state senators, people of interest to principals, and just have some fun with it. But I wanted to start off with in praise of principals. I don't think principals get the thanks and the appreciation sometimes, or at least they think they don't. But I'm telling you, you go into Kincaid's hamburger shop and you sit down to eat, and if your kids see you in your community, you are a rock star. And I don't think principals really consciously remember that. But anyway, on the TEPSA website, if you go to our social media, you can find our podcast and you can find TEPSA Talk with Mark. And I am really, really pleased to have Vic Eugenio, Daggett Montessori School in Fort Worth ISD. A very good friend of mine. I've served on boards with Vic, and I've served as a staff member at TEPSA while he is on the board. And now I'll let him tell you about where he's worked himself up to in service to kids and to principals. So Vic, good morning. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning from Fort Worth, Texas, and specifically Daggett Montessori School. So let me tell you a little bit about my school, because I'm so just honored to be a part of this particular community. Well, and actually, I've been honored to be a part of all the communities that I've served. Sure. But Daggett Montessori School is a part of Fort Worth Independent School District. We are a public school of choice, and we are providing an alternative teaching method per se to the citizens of Fort Worth, and we're excited. We're excited about that time when our kids can return. Okay, a little bit about myself. Gosh, this is I think year 27 in education, and
wow.
and I still continuously refer back to my teaching days. I am a teacher at heart, whether it's teaching kids, young adults, or adults. I definitely keep that teacher hat on. As Mark said, I've been a member of TEPSA, proud member of TEPSA since 1998.
Yep.
Only because I had a tremendous principal who said, Vic, you need to join this professional organization. And I hope that my colleagues, my fellow principals, are doing the same and encouraging their assistant principals to be a part of this tremendous professional organization.
Yeah.
Family-wise, and Mark, you jump in with questions, but as you would like. But family-wise, no, you don't know, but I have a wife and 2 kids. I have a son that's a senior in college and a daughter that's a senior in high school. My daughter has been in person for a couple of weeks now. Of course, so has my son. Tremendous kids. I'm so proud of them. I'm hoping that, they will, but I'm hoping that they will both graduate in the spring. I'm hoping a little bit more for my son than my daughter, but that's a whole different story. Still proud of them both.
Been there, done that with sons. I understand. I think that they may be going out into some small school out in West Texas is where he's going.
That's right. My son, although my daughter is branching out and looking at different colleges.
All right.
I don't know if I'm proud about that, but that's okay. Myself, my wife, and my son are both Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Yeah. Well, hey, K through 8, or pre-K or a K through 8 Montessori. I've always heard Montessori in the realm of early childhood. I didn't. Yours is the first school I really knew and visited, actually, that goes through 8th grade.
Right. Yes, what you hear of read of Montessori dominantly is what you see at the early years, in the early elementary, whether it's and actually it really starts at age 3, but we don't have that here in Fort Worth ISD. We start in kindergarten. Um, heavily use of hands-on. So to to make it more of a concise, you apply the concrete. You teach kids concrete for a long period of time until they're able to understand, and they actually understand better from concrete to representational to abstract.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for kids to learn independently, which is a key component of Montessori. Teachers, our guides, our teachers do follow the kids. So each child has an individual plan. There's not a whole lot of whole group teaching. Teachers do recognize and teach kids where they are. And develop a work plan, a weekly plan for them. Now, as they get older, yes, here it does become a little bit more of, we have to transition kids into a little bit more of what you might see in a traditional setting.
Yeah.
So, if I were to say that we're Montessori, definitely at the elementary level, and we continue to transition so that kids are ready for high school.
I get it. And I have visited and was very impressed with your school and your staff. So, and the kids, great group of kids. But these are really strange times, Vic. I would have never predicted times like this. What's one of the most challenging things you've had to address?
I think the one most challenging thing is as a principal, you are that one source of information. Yes, everybody has access to media and hears this newscast or this story or reads this, but in application, your teachers look to you for guidance. Your parents and community look to you for guidance. They want to ensure that their kids are safe. Regardless of what the situations around them, they want to make sure that their kids are safe. And you're constantly that source of information. Sometimes it's just not, it's more than information. It's words of comfort. When they hear you, it becomes a reassurance that my kids, who will be at school for 6 hours a day, will be in great hands. And oftentimes, and actually all the time, parents want to know that. They want to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah, and you are the go-to guy. So I'm impressed. What do you think? I know Fort Worth ISD had a long board meeting the other night, and I think you all have set a date to go back. What's your best guesstimate? What's going to happen with your school over the next month?
Well, we have a solid plan of transition, staggered start. So I do think that being able to start different grade levels at different times will allow, again, goes back to that comfort. Parents will feel comfortable that we have a small group of kids here, ensuring that we are doing our best and practicing our plan to ensure that we are instructing and keeping kids safe. So I think that's gonna, I'm excited about that. And then two, it allows our schools to add to the plan, adjust the plan, think about things that we, oftentimes you don't know to include a specific strategy or plan for something until it actually happens. And in principal world, oftentimes you can't plan for everything that occurs during a scope of a day. So just being able to apply what we have been discussing, I think is going to be exciting and really, again, comforting to our parents, but reassuring to myself and my colleagues and my teachers.
Yeah. In fact, the plan, I mentioned a calendar on my opening monologue for this series. And you can have a calendar all you want, but it just takes one incident, one person and your calendar's gone. People don't understand that. You know what? I always try to get some helpful hint or helpful idea from our folks we interview. So, Vic, you have something our listeners can use this week?
You know what I have been doing for the last month and a half is, I over communicate to parents. But one thing, and I'm actually holding one on Monday, but one thing that has been helpful is holding a town hall meeting.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I work
cool.
with my PTA, and we have families register for a particular virtual meeting.
Yeah.
And my PTA will field some questions, my staff will field some questions, and it allows me to guide that town hall meeting. Now, what I also do in preparation for that, I front load the information that I'm going to talk about to my parents.
Oh, that's good.
So it makes it, what it does is they see you, they hear you, but it makes the meeting more productive and guided.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea. I like that. In fact, I've seen some legislators do that, but probably not as effectively as you're going to do it. That's cool. But you know what? There's a lot of uncertainty around us right now. It's a tough job right now, but you're still joyful about being a principal. Why in the world do you enjoy being a principal?
Whether it's instruction online or instruction in person, it's the same. It's being able to go in the classroom. The kids are excited to see you. Yep. Talking to a auditorium full of kids, and the kids are excited to see you.
Yeah.
Showing your face on the teacher's Google Meet or Zoom, and kids are like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Eugenio." So the kids are really excited to see you. That's what actually. Isn't that why we are all in education is to ensure that the kids are growing and enjoying being a part of our school?
That's exactly right. Well, I don't know if you mentioned that you've moved up in the world of boards and leadership. Did you happen to mention that you're on the board of the National Association of Elementary School Principals?
I did not. I have been. One of my passions is not only, of course, serving our kids and our families and our teachers, but another passion of mine is advocating for education.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've proudly served and been honored to serve on the TEPSA board, our state board. And then here this past year, or actually I'm beginning my term as I guess to better describe it, a regional representative. On the National Association of Elementary School Principals. The actual term is Zone 8 Director, which includes Texas and surrounding states around Texas.
Yeah, well, so you're just the guy for it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to advocate both at the state level and at the national level.
Okay, well, Vic, we are honored that you're representing us at the national level as well as the Texas level. I want to thank you for being here early to talk to principals across the state and actually anybody else that picks up this podcast. And I just want to thank you guys for listening in. I want you to join us again when we'll have another principal, and it's going to be from a rural area. And I hope you will join us to find out exactly what the differences is, what the similarities are about being a principal and the joy we find in principal. You can find us at TEPSA Talk with Mark. Vic, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.
You take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.